live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The man who killed a local rapper is a no-show for his sentencing date. Investigators need your help tracking him down.
A Rockford man is found dead in a northern Illinois hotel room. Investigators say he shot himself after killing a woman here Sunday morning.
And local law enforcement agencies call for peace in the state line. The organizations paint a picture of the benefits for women and children if a week can go by without violence. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. One of the men found guilty of killing a Rockford rap artist is sentenced to life in prison.
Investigators hope the public will help them find him. May 25th of 2019, William Pickering was beaten to death. His body was found almost a month later in a field in Winnebago County. Investigators say William Arzadi and two other men killed Pickering. Arzadi did not appear for trial and failed to make it to his sentencing date. The 24-year-old is set to serve natural life and a consecutive 5 years in the Department of Corrections. If you know where Arzadi is, contact police or Crime Stoppers.
Rockford police say they found the man accused of fatally shooting a woman yesterday, dead. The shooting happened around 11:45 Sunday morning in a parked car on Laurie Drive. Investigators found a 36-year-old woman shot several times. She was rushed to the hospital. That's where she died. Officers identified Charles Cowart as a suspect. Police found him in a Bolingbrook hotel this morning. Investigators say the 40-year-old took his own life. According to police, Cowart and the victim knew each other. The woman's name has not been released.
A fight breaks out at a local movie theater and is caught on camera.
This happened Friday evening at AMC Rockford 16 on East State Street. Rachel Perry caught up with some people who were inside at the time. Rachel, they tell you rumors of someone having a gun prompted an evacuation.
Yeah, Mimi and Eric. The two men say in the commotion, some were saying a person was armed. There was no gun, but there was a large fight between teens in the lobby, and that was caught on camera. A fight at AMC Rockford 16 last Friday leads people running for the exits.
I'm finding my exits before we even kind of get settled in here.
Court Hullinger tells me in the moment he didn't know what was happening.
Seemed like there was a guy towards the top of the balcony seemed like he yelled something like, "I need all men to go with me," something similar to that. Then kind of panic set out. Everybody just started leaving the building through the emergency exits.
His first thought was a fire.
I was pretty calm, but my heart was beating. It was pretty scary for 15 minutes. And then when you walk outside and you see 15, 20 cop cars and fire department, ambulances, you wondered, man, something went down here and it wasn't a fire.
I turned around and I saw people running and screaming and just a lot of commotion.
Nate says he went to get slushies for him and his girlfriend when in the commotion he heard someone had a weapon.
I usually try to default to the most urgent, just in case, it was a gun. And I actually yelled when I evacuated people in the theater. I was just like, there's somebody with a weapon, there's somebody with a gun, let's get out of here.
Both Nate and Court tell me they were relieved to hear no one was armed, but say it was a scary night.
I never thought I'd experience something like that in my life, but it was definitely a lot of fear.
Heard some people crying and stuff, and people wonder if everybody's all right inside, whatever happened.
Both men say Rockford police did a great job handling the situation and were quick to show up. Police tell me no arrests have been made. I did reach out to AMC to ask them about security at the theater, but have not heard back. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Rachel. A Rockford woman is arrested accused of selling hard drugs. Just before 2 a.m. Friday, Rockford police scope officers pulled a car over on Beat Street near South Alpine. A search of the vehicle recovered 600 ecstasy pills, more than 70 grams of crack cocaine, 14 grams of heroin, and cash. Investigators arrested Rihanna Brox. The 23-year-old is charged with possession of multiple drugs. She also received several traffic citations. YWCA Northern Illinois sets a goal to achieve a week without violence. Advocates kicked off the campaign in Winnebago County this morning.
The message comes in the form of chalk art at the Winnebago County Justice Center. Organizers tell Michelle Rave the pictures illustrate hope for violence survivors. Michelle?
A majority of violent crimes in the state line is domestic related. Now, one local organization is raising awareness to crimes that impact women and children. A week without violence. That's the challenge the YWCA Northwestern Illinois is putting out to the community.
1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence, and on average, more than 3 women are murdered by their current or former partners in the United States every day. The
chalk art can be found at the Justice Center, Winnebago County Courthouse and Administration Building, and the YWCA Northwestern Illinois. Chris Makajewski says the anti-violence slogans and statistics highlight the impact violence has on everyone.
The numbers in our community, they are just out of control, and it is so sad that there are this many women losing their lives to relationship violence.
In McChesney Park alone, we dealt with 40 domestic batteries that we made arrests on. It's just staggering. It's unbelievable.
The Winnebago County Sheriff and State's Attorney are offering their support to the cause.
When I was elected, I actually had designated a special crimes prosecutor or sex crimes prosecutor. And what she's been really successful at is, and what her mandate is to prosecute sexual and physical abuse against children. And so we've had a great success in that.
The hope is to help those suffering in silence.
If you see someone or you know someone that you believe could be in a situation where they're in danger, speak up, try to help get them some assistance, talk with them and provide support.
The YWCA is encouraging people to go on social media and use the hashtags WWV2021 and YWCA-NWIL to help show solidarity and support to victims and survivors. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Michelle. An afternoon crash leaves one woman dead and a man fighting for his life. This happened around 1:15 on Newburg near Easton Parkway in Rockford. Investigators say 2 trucks collided. A 28-year-old woman was killed. A 41-year-old man remains in critical condition. You can see the severe front-end damage the maroon vehicle sustained. Debris was scattered across the road. Officers shut down Newburg for hours to clear the scene. Investigators did not say what led up to the crash.
With all the unseasonably warm days we've experienced this fall, many athletes and families have hit the Perryville Path. The 15-mile trail stretches along Perryville past Spring Creek, Riverside, and Harlem. Construction of the Perryville Path Connection Trail is expanding that reach. It connects the path to Guilford Road. The trail's now linked directly to Midway Village Museum. Rockford Park District administrators honored Jim Keeling and Sunil Puri for their help in making the path possible.
Come out and recreate and enjoy and build those memories with their family. We want them to know who created this for them, you know, who were the citizens that stepped up to help their community, to help their park district.
The Park District says hundreds of thousands of people use the Perryville Path every year.
Washington is mourning the death of General Colin Powell, the first black Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
Powell passed away at the age of 84 due to COVID-19 complications. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor has reaction from the nation's capital.
President Biden called Powell a dear friend and patriot and said he will be remembered as one of our great Americans. Many others, no matter their political party, shared similar messages.
One of our great military leaders and a man of overwhelming decency.
Washington's top leaders remembered General Colin Powell's life and legacy.
Secretary Powell's career in the U.S. military is legendary.
The world lost one of the greatest leaders that we have ever witnessed.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell recalled how the 84-year-old served in the Army for decades and rose to the rank of 4-star general.
As a senior leader, he helped 4 presidents protect our nation.
Vice President Kamala Harris stressed Powell's role as the first black chairman of the Joint Chiefs and Secretary of State impacted many across the globe.
Because of what he was able to accomplish, it really did elevate our nation.
These leaders said Powell left an impression not only for his professional accolades, but also for how he treated people.
He made sure that they knew he would always have their back.
It is not possible to replace a Colin Powell. We will miss him.
Powell's family confirmed his death in a statement, saying he passed away due to COVID-19 complications. Powell was fully vaccinated, but also had multiple myeloma, a blood cancer that impairs the body's ability to fight infection.
A heartbreaking tragedy for the country, and one the president is feeling personally.
And the White House continues to stress an unvaccinated person has 10 times greater risk of dying from COVID-19 than a fully vaccinated person. In Washington, I'm Jesse Chenor.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, see King at WTVO.com. That's where you want to share your fall photos. I will say with some of the cooler nights and cooler afternoons we've actually saw some of the fall color kind of pop a little more on the trees over the last couple of days. One thing you might have noticed after the warm days and then the rainfall we had over the last couple of weeks, more mushrooms in your yard. I have to say I've never seen one of these in person. Richard Cushing shared this last week. This is up in South Beloit. It said he's has seen a few more puffball mushrooms out and about. And I've only seen pictures of these, and these actually can get very, very large. So, Richard, thank you so much for sharing those. If you have any fall photos you'd like to share, see King at WTVO.com. Let's talk temperatures here for us. We're sitting at 38 degrees. That was our number this morning. It was quite cold out there. 37, our low temperature, I should say, starting out in Freeport. You know, we have not had that low temperature hit the freezing mark just yet. And even though we are going to see those numbers drop off a little by the end of the week, still looks like those low temperatures will stay just a bit above the freezing mark. Beautiful out there this afternoon. Wall-to-wall sunshine thanks to dry air, high pressure in control. A live look with the Mercial Skytrack camera now up in Rockford here. One of my favorite views looking up the Rock River. Temperatures with the sunshine sitting at 71 in Rockford. We're 72 in Freeport, Rochelle, 73 in Janesville, and currently sitting now at 70 degrees, our temperature here in Monroe. As we go through this evening, we'll see that number drop off a little here as we go through the night thanks to that clear sky, the light wind, and that dry air. So we're back down this time, though, in the 40s. Not quite as cold as what we've been the last couple of mornings. 73 for our weather watcher, Ben, in South Beloit. Dew point sits at 38, 72 here for Bob on the southeast end of Rockford. Big ridge of high pressure in control, leaving us nice and dry and quiet, but our next low pressure system starting to take shape over the Rockies. This is what's going to move closer later this week and give us a couple of showers here as we head towards the middle part of the week. For tonight, though, that temperature dropping back into the mid-40s. Once the sun sets, we'll see that number drop off fairly quickly. We're up to 73 once again for tomorrow afternoon. Absolutely beautiful day. It is going to be a little more on the windy side, that southwesterly wind kind of kicking up, gusting at times close to 25 miles per hour. Lots of dry air in place, which is why we've had plenty of sunshine combined with that high pressure system. But when we look at our water vapor, you can actually see that counterclockwise spin moving out of Nevada into Utah. That's with that next low pressure system. Now, this is going to pull up a little bit of moisture, but a lot of that Gulf moisture stays limited and blocked to the south. So while we've got a few showers that come in here towards the middle part of the week, it doesn't look like the rain is going to be anything expansive or widespread, and totals for the most part staying under a quarter of an inch. As we go through the night, we'll continue with that clear sky, a little more cloud cover though streaming in for the afternoon, so not quite as sunny. We'll just see some of those high cirrus clouds for our Tuesday. Temperatures will stay in the lower 70s. Cloud cover will thicken up a bit as we head throughout the morning on Thursday. We'll start to see a few showers, maybe even a clap of thunder by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Then we'll dry things out as we head towards Wednesday night, get a couple of wraparound showers once we head into Thursday. Colder air comes in then on the backside of that low following a cold front. Notice we go from the 70s here on Wednesday, quickly down into the 50s on Thursday, mid 50s for Friday, Saturday, and there, guys, are those overnight low temperatures that'll be dropping back into the 30s.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
So another Bears-Packers game, another win for the Packers. Can Justin Fields someday turn that series around? Fields has great potential. That was evident on the Bears' 2 touchdown drives, but he also makes rookie mistakes. Fields' field vision needs to get better. He missed a wide-open Allen Robinson on one play where Fields admitted his eyes weren't looking in that direction. Something tells me Aaron Rodgers would not have missed a wide receiver wide open in that situation. I don't blame Fields for the interception he threw near the end of the first half. He made a heady play throwing deep, but the Bears didn't get an offside call from the officials. Fields will get better. My concern is he'll have to get better on his own. His coaching staff isn't the coaching staff to mold a young quarterback into a franchise quarterback. Also, the coaches cannot be afraid of Fields making mistakes by being conservative. Turn Fields loose, let him make mistakes, and let him learn from them. Nagy even admitted after the game that Fields isn't allowed to call timeouts. That's Nagy's decision to call them. Look, if Fields or any quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and sees a defensive look that spells trouble, or if he sees the play clock's about to expire and lead to a penalty, he needs to be able to call a timeout. Nagy wants to micromanage this kid just like he does the offense and the play calling. We've seen what sort of results that leads to. Now, Aaron Rodgers rubbed it in for Bears fans with the shouts of "I own you" in the fourth quarter. When you're 22-5 against a team, you reserve the right to express that. He might regret it down the road, but it was said in the heat of the battle when he saw a Bears fan making an obscene gesture at him. The Bears coaches don't seem to mind much what Rodgers said. The fans certainly do. The Bears players probably aren't thrilled with the comments either. If the Bears don't like it, the answer is simple: beat the guy, play better. I look at it this way. The Bears-Packers rivalry is more interesting when there is some bad blood, some emotion, some bulletin board material. This rivalry needs to be stoked, and Rodgers did that. Now we'll see if the Bears can do anything about it at Lambeau on December the 12th.
Here's a look at what's to come on News Nation tonight.
Tonight, China taking the world by surprise, what they're denying and why the U.S. didn't see it coming. Plus, a new casualty of the supply chain crisis, the unlikely reason wine might disappear from store shelves. That's coming up on Balance tonight. Now here's a look at tonight's Banfield.
Tonight on Banfield, a frightening case of mistaken identity in the Brian Laundrie manhunt. U.S. Marshals burst through the door of an Appalachian Trail hiker, holding him at gunpoint. And he's not the first to be wrongly ID'd. That's tonight on Banfield.
You can catch News Nation tonight on cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
That's all we have time for. Thanks for spending some of your time with us.